Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are safe, I hope you are doing well, I hope you are making money as usual, and I hope you had a great weekend too. So today is Sunday and tomorrow is gonna be Monday, and I hope this video you're gonna be watching is probably gonna be Monday already, and I hope you the best of the week. I hope that you'll be making money this week, okay? But then the subject of this video is gonna be how to teach you to trade news, high impact news. So you know those high impact news like NFP, CPI. It's kind of difficult to predict them, but what I do is I show you guys a step by step how I analyze the market before the news and how I can predict so that I can go to my direction. And one thing I want to make it clear here is that I don't have 100% win rate while trading news. That means that sometimes when you trade news, it may also go against you. So now that you know that the strategy I'm going to teach you here is not a 100% win rate, so it will avoid you to always risk all your account on news trading. So I show you also the way to do your risk management when you want to trade news, okay? So for you to predict news, first thing you have to understand is every single time there is high impact news, price will always create liquidity, and then before the news, price will rally, go to one direction and then take the liquidity there and then give you a setup. Or the same way, he might drop, take the downside liquidity and then buy before the news. Or if price doesn't even do that, what price will do is price will just be building the liquidity, okay? It will build the liquidity, and then before news it wouldn't manipulate anything, so it will just play around, it creates the liquidity, and then as the news comes, it will just drop massively to take out the liquidity. So as I said right now, I'll make it again. Sometimes price will create liquidity, okay? So the news will come, it will take that liquidity first, and then it will give a opposite move. So that means a liquidity graph and an opposite move for the news, okay? And the second one is price create the liquidity and it doesn't take it out, and then the news comes, and then that news now drop massively to take the liquidity. So these are the two ways you can predict any sort of high impact news event. So I'm gonna go on the chart right now and I will show you exactly what I'm saying. So this is NFP, and I think I even made a video me getting a sell that I made about 6k on that trade. So what happened is you have London open here, and this is NFP. So what did price do? Price bought, it manipulated, it took the liquidity here, okay? That's before news. So news created what? Created liquidity. It made some people trying to sell from the zone. So the news came, but before the news, price has to come, take out that liquidity built down here, and then it starts selling massively to the downside. Yeah, so price created the liquidity, rallied, it took the liquidity, and then it gave a massive sell to the downside. So as that massive sell happened, of course you have to have like a reason why price should be selling to. So when I come here, remember also one of my video about imbalances, you know that price will have to sell and fill this imbalance. So as the news came, you know that before news, price rally took out this high, and then you know that there's a lot of imbalance downward, so that price can fill. So what did price do? Is sold down to take the liquidity. So just because of these two things I showed right now, if I replay price before that NFP, okay, so let's say that I bring price exactly at this zone and I play one more candle. Yeah, so if I have this, and if you saw this live, based on what I gave you right now, probably you'd be looking for sales. Why? Because before NFP, price bought, took this high, and then now you expect the price to go down. So as now you expect the price to go down, why would price, or where would price go? It's coming to fill the gap or the fair value gap. So easy as that, and you see that the news came and they went down. So this is how we can predict, let's say, NFP, and it works pretty much the same as CPI and all those high impact news. I wouldn't just give you one example, I'm gonna give you multiples so that you can actually trust in what I'm saying. And again, I want to make it clear, it's not it's not a 100% win rate, okay, strategy. So in this case, again, you can see that we have a high impact news here. I think it's SIM service PMI or something, okay? So I don't really know, but yeah, we have a high impact news. So on this one, what am I seeing? I can see that price buy, you may tell me, okay, maybe price will go down as he just maybe took this high or whatever. But if you look at the overall, we don't have that much of a liquidity to the downside compared to this huge trend line here. Again, in one of my video, I told you guys that this trend line should be taken out. So if this trend line should be taken out, I expected the news to come and take out the whole trend line. I wouldn't be trying to sell because I don't even see a reason for me to sell. There's just upside trend line. So as the liquidity is to the upside, you expect the price to buy and take out the liquidity. So these are the two things I said at the beginning, where price first creates liquidity, and then as the news event comes, you rally to take the liquidity. That's one. And the second is, let's say price create liquidity and then it takes that liquidity before news and then you rally to the opposite direction. So this is the second case. Now you have the liquidity and then you expected the news to come, and then it has to do what? It has to go long, and you can see the news went massively here. So this would have been what? A buy opportunity. Now I can give you again one more news event. I think it's gonna be this one here. I don't know exactly if, yeah, I don't, it's the same PMI thing. It's the same PMI thing. That's crazy. So in this case, price drop to this zone. Probably a lot of people will be looking for buy setup. The fact that they'll be looking for buy setup is they see this as another block, right? So as those guys see this as another block, the expected price will come, tap the other block, and then give them a buy setup to the upside. So what price does is it just went down. And the main reason of that is, if you go to the higher time frame, you're gonna be seeing way better. So when I come on the higher time frame, I think this one didn't happen yet, but as I went to H4, it seems as if it happened. But when I come here, I can see that we have equal lows. Let me try to bring it again. For some reason it deleted. Okay, you have equal lows already, equal lows. So as you see, what you have equal lows here, that means is a reason for price to sell and come take the equal lows. So you have liquidity and price is actually driven to the liquidity. That's why if there's a high impact news, you expect the price to go down to take out that liquidity. So now if I come back to the lower time frame, we now have two teams. We have one team looking to buy from this zone, and we have team Astute FX trying to sell to target these equal lows here. So at the end, what happened? Price ended up going down, massively went down. Why? Because there's this equal lows here on the left, which a lot of people might not have seen. So now that you understand that news is always driven by liquidity, if you want to predict news, you always have to look at the liquidity, and then you see where price actually more likely to go and take, which liquidity price more likely to take. You just apply all I taught you right now, and I think you should be actually really good at it. And as I said, it's not always 100% win rate. You can maybe see that here some people may buy because they think that, okay, price is more likely gonna take this trend line. If you had that, you are not really 100% wrong, okay, because you have downside trend line and you have upside trend line. Those cases where when I have both up and down liquidity, I usually don't trade them. I don't want to get involved when I'm not really sure that it's gonna play out or not. But yeah, now let's come back to the risk management. For the risk management, for news trading, I do not advise you to trade news on your funded account. That's one thing, okay? If you have a live funded account, don't trade news, because you may be making good money this month on maybe NFP or CPI, and then next month it goes wrong, and that one that goes wrong, slippage is gonna make you lose the account. So the best thing you can do is, that you don't trade high impact news on your funded account, because if you lose a funded account, it's gonna take you a while to pass phase 1, pass phase 2 to actually get that funded account back. Even if you pass with HFT, it's still, if you lost your account, that means that you still have to buy a new account. I hope that makes sense. So the best thing you do is you don't trade high impact news with your live account. So the best thing you can do is you trade with a personal account. Even when you want to trade with personal account, make sure you trade with maybe some flipping account or something. Don't trade with your main account. If you have, let's say, a main, I use Exness, okay? If you want to get an account with Exness, they really have good spreads. Sometimes they even have zero spread, raw spread, and they have low commission. So check them out. They are really good. So if you, let's say, have Exness, and then let's say you have a 10k on your account, you don't want to be trading with a 10k live account, like your own money. I'm not saying that it's a 10k funded account, okay? So let's say your real 10k account, you don't use that 10k to trade news with it, because if it goes wrong, you may maybe lose 1 to 2k on one trade, though maybe you wanted to raise $100 or something. So you don't do that. But if you have a flipping account, let's say you got some maybe $10 or $25 or $50, you got some money somewhere, like just a small amount, $100 max, you can actually deposit in your Exness account, and then you can start trading news with. Even if you lose $100, is still less money than you losing a whole maybe 100k funded account, or maybe your own 10k personal account. I hope that makes sense. So that's one thing you should be doing. Make sure you just use a small account when you want to trade news. And the second thing is, if you let's say you are on a funded, you pass your phase 1, you pass your phase 2, and you are holding a trade. Let's say that you are holding a trade for a while now. Let's say that you had a sell somewhere here and you're holding a price here and you see high impact news. Then if you analyze on based on what I taught you right now, and you really think that price is gonna go to your direction, you can hold it. Because when price is already in profit, what you can do is you can even take some partial. You can take half of your position out. Let's say that you had a sell and it's running at 1,000 profit. You can maybe take 500 profit out, and then you leave the remaining to run with the news. Okay, so if that news comes and it goes against it goes, let's say, with you, then probably you're gonna make a lot of money. But if it goes against you still, even if you had some slippage, that slippage, maybe the that $500 I take from partial may cover the slippage you may had on the news that went wrong. I hope that makes sense. So this is how I do my own risk management with news. Do not trade on funded. Always trade on an account that you think that is actually gonna be worth it. Okay, on an account that is small and you think that you're actually gonna be making some money. So that's one thing. And sometimes you can do some crazy things where you can trade news on your funded account. That's like when you're 100% sure. But as I said, I do not tell you guys to do that. Don't trade news on your funded account. Don't do that. Okay, so I think that should be pretty much it on this video. So if you guys have more video topic, try to put in the description of this video. I'll be making videos every single day. So if you have any question, ask me in the comment section. And if you want to join the mentorship as well, check the link in the description. You can join the mentorship. You get access to my trading course. You get access to some weekly calls. Yeah, you get access to weekly calls, and you get access to a Discord chat. You get access to pretty much all you need to actually get funded, or at least learn how to trade and get better at trading and start making some money from the forex market.